Okay, so I want to show you how I was able to set up a round robin using Zapier. First, let me go ahead and set up the problem. Okay, so we had a set of special ads that we were putting out, and those ads were connected to a form that was in System A. In this case, System A is actually Keep. Then we needed to get the information from those ads, those new leads, over to our sales system, which is actually in System B. And that's where our sales team lives. And we needed to round robin those leads to our sales team. We're pushing those leads from System A to System B through Zapier with the webhook. So far, everything seems pretty simple. Let's go ahead and take a look. The issue is that because these were special ads, we didn't want them to go to anybody on our sales team. We only wanted it to go to 3 specific people. Now, in System B, we had the ability to round robin it to everyone, but we didn't want to round robin it to everyone. If we didn't want to do those assignments manually, we had to be able to assign them through Zapier. But Zapier doesn't really have a round robin system. Now, you can have it choose a random option out of a list of options, but we didn't want it random. We actually wanted it to choose 1, then 2, and then 3. So inside Zapier, there was specific information that we needed in order to be able to do that. So System B inside Zapier requires the user's ID number and the user's email address in order to assign a lead to that sales rep. Inside System B, there were 2 records. There's a person record and there was a lead record. And in order to make sure that we assign them correctly, one of those records inside Zapier needs an email address and the other one actually needed an ID number. What we were able to do is go into System B and find the ID numbers for those users, for those sales reps. Okay, so now that we have that information, we have everything that we need in order to make this round robin happen. We've got the contact information coming from System A. We've got the ID information for the sales reps coming from System B. We're able to combine them in the spreadsheet in order to make this round robin happen. Okay, so let's take a look at Zapier and see exactly what's going on, and then we'll look at the spreadsheet as well. So here in Zapier, you can see that the system is actually starting out with a webhook from System A into Zapier. Okay, so that's step 1, is just grabbing the webhook and sending it to Zapier. Then we've got step 2 is the spreadsheet. So we're putting that information into a spreadsheet. And then from that spreadsheet, we are going to determine which of the sales reps it needs to go to, right? So I'm going to show you how the spreadsheet does the round robin. And then finally, we're going to pull the rest of the information from the System A and push it into System B to assign it to the correct person. And then we just added a little email here at the end to notify the sales rep that they have a new lead with all their information. Let's talk about this spreadsheet. The only thing that we're actually sending to the spreadsheet is the ID number from System A, right? So we're going to take the contact ID number. You could actually use anything, but ID number was very easy from System A. So I just take the ID number from System A and I stick it into the spreadsheet. Then what I'm going to do is I run a couple of formulas in the spreadsheet, and I'll show you exactly how that works, that are going to give me the ID and the email address of the sales rep so that I can then push that information back down here into Pipedrive. Let's take a look at the first part of this app. I'm taking the ID number and pushing it into the spreadsheet. I also put the date in there. I hard-coded this right into Zapier, and this was a little trick that was super helpful for me when I found out, so I'll show it to you as well. If you put this formula inside Zapier, it will display today's date. All right, so this formula is 2 open curly brackets. Then you say zap underscore meta underscore human underscore now, and then 2 closing curly brackets. And that will display today's date. So that's all I'm pushing in. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the spreadsheet and we'll see what we're doing. So here you can see all the times that this has run, right? But you'll note that row 2 is different. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happening in row 2. We're using this to set everything up to get the right owner ID and email address into System B. So let's start off with column C here. You'll see that it's a count if, and what it's doing is it's counting how many times this Zap runs. So every time the Zap runs, I get a date and I get an ID number from system A. And all it's doing is it's saying count if column B is greater than 0. So it's looking every time it sees something in column B that is greater than 0, it is going to count it. And right now we've had the Zap run 10 times, so it gives us the number 10. In column D, we're using a mod formula to divide whatever is in column C by 3. And the reason that we're using 3 is because we only have 3 sales reps. And what this does is it will divide whatever number is here by 3 and then give you the remainder. Now, I've added some extra things to this formula, like this -1 and this +1 at the end. Those are there simply to make sure that the formula always results in a 1, a 2, or a 3. If I didn't add those on there, then the result would have always been a 0, a 1, or a 2, which still works. It's just not quite as elegant. Now, we have the ID numbers that we got from system B, and we're going to hard code them into this formula. Now, this is 2 if formulas embedded into each other. The first if formula says if the number here is 1, then we are going to display this ID number that we got from system B. Then we say if not, then if this number is a 2, then we're going to hard code the second ID number that we got from system B. And then finally, if it's not either one of those, then we will use the last ID number that we got from system B. So it is simply an if formula that we're using to say if this is a 1, display ID 1. If this is a 2, display ID 2. If this is a 3, display ID 3. Then we are doing the exact same thing with the emails. So again, if the number here is a 1, then we're going to use Mark's email address. If it is a 2, we're going to use Matt's email address. And if it is a 3, we're going to use Megan's email address. And if you're not an Excel whiz and this is all a little bit of a foreign language to you, ChatGPT is fantastic at helping you understand or create formulas. A lot of times if I've got long Excel formulas that I know I need to create, I will simply just type in what I want it to do and ChatGPT will actually create the formula for me. So now I've got the ID number that I need to assign it to the right sales rep and the email that I need to assign it to the right sales rep. And back in Zapier, that's exactly what's happening here is I'm taking the ID number for the sales rep to assign it to the person, in this case, the person record. And then I am using that same information with the email address to create and assign it to the lead. And I'm taking the rest of the contact information that I'm collecting from that webhook, and I'm pushing that into here as well to create the person and lead. All right, and that's it. Hopefully that was helpful if you ever need to create a round robin through Zapier. It took me a while to kind of figure this one out and go through it, so hopefully this can save you some time, and I wish you all the best.